going to do a gig on Friday. It's going to do an original gig. It's going to do the Coming Around Ukeen album from 2001. But we had a bit of work going on in the garden. They're breaking down the top of a wall that was collapsing. There's an old wall. And then the landlord's guys coming at me with this bone, very large bone. Hip bone connected to the knee bone. So we're looking at this thing. Well, we just put it there. It's like, that's human. That's got to be human. So it's the end of their shift. We rang the guards. Kind of expecting a couple of uniforms to come up, bag it up. You know, they might be there in an hour, 6 hours sometime, turn up at 4 in the morning. It's 15 minutes later. 2 detectives and 2 uniforms come in. A few minutes after that, another couple of uniforms. With quickly after that, another very senior, an inspector in uniform. And yeah, they're going, well, there's a body part been found here. It's a crime scene. So, sort of changed our day. End up with 13 cops in the garden. It's a decent garden, so I mean, social distancing was a slight issue. And they're there for ages. Like, nobody touched the bone for ages. It was just sitting. The landlord's guy had put it down, wearing gloves, of course. But it was in the sunlight, so I put on a glove, put it out of the sunlight. But yeah, it was quite heavy as well, you know. The femur. You're like, oh, this is a person. So it's in this wall. The wall's old, but we don't know how old. So how old is this bone? And because when we rang the cops, they said, oh, it's not uncommon, but they thought we'd found it in the ground. And that does happen. You get 100 years old bone, 200 years old bone, just somebody died there, that's it. But as the guards were saying, it was in a wall, so it was placed there, so somebody put it there. So somebody put a human body part into a wall. So this is a crime scene. Funnily enough, me and Polly have been watching The Wire all week. So we're expecting Bunk and McNulty to turn up. So yeah, it was just this mad thing of like all these cops, tons of cops, 4 detectives, inspector, bunch of uniforms. And it was good like watching them sort of carry on how the whole thing was sort of, right, this is how this is. The inspector was holding court, just telling them this is how this goes. And then they come over and explain it all to us and say, okay, it's a crime scene, so you're going to have a 24/7 guard of presence in your garden. The guards in the garden. And so, backed up the bone, off they go, leaving a couple of guards in the garden. So we go back in, it's nighttime then, we're watching The Wire. Just looking at each other going, our crime scene here. You know, he's like brought out a lamp for the guard. Says, you're in the dark, you have your torch, where's a lamp? So the next day, Saturday, yesterday, that was another busy day. More uniforms at like 8 in the morning. I was woken up by 6 of them chatting away, 2 of them walking around my roof. And went down how he is. A few hours later, the anthropologist, state anthropologist, turns up with a forensics photographer, second one that we'd had, another couple of uniforms. And they spent ages going through all the rubble, all the bits and pieces. He found more bits of bone. He said, these are definitely animal, but these ones, and he was like indicating, I was trying to listen to as much as possible. It was interesting, fascinating. But because of COVID, the lab is shut down, so they were kind of going, right, we can't leave guards here for 6 to 8 weeks, because it's going to be that long before we know any more about this. So the guards who were meant to be here all weekend, definitely till Monday, were eventually told they could go. We've been deputized. We've been told to promise to not disturb the wall, because in 6 to 8 weeks, depending if the bone is only about 50 years old, they're going to come back and tear down the whole wall and see if the rest of the body's in there. Spooky, huh? So anyway, that's why I did no gig on Friday. And I don't know, long song. If you walk to the garden, better watch your back. Lord, I beg your pardon. Walk the straight and narrow track. If you walk with Jesus, He's gonna save your soul. Help me keep the devil way down in the hole. He's got the fire and the fury at his command. Well, you don't have to worry if you hold Jesus' hand. Lord, be safe from Satan when the thunder rolls. Just help me keep the devil way down the hole. All the angels sing with Jesus' mighty sword. Oh, they'll shield you with their wings and keep you close to the Lord. Don't pay heed to temptation, for His hands are so cold. Just help me keep the devil way down in the wall. Got a bone in the wall. Bone in the wall. Bone, a bone hidden in our wall. Don't pay heed to temptation, you might find a skull. We're gonna tear the wall down there and find more bones. Mad, eh? So that's the story. I might see you later. Take care.